Hello, welcome back. This is episode 27 if I'm not mistaken. Today we are going to be talking about our favorite YouTubers, YouTube genres, question mark. It's just gonna be me and Ruthless today. So, a little bit of a small crowd, but, we'll make it work.
I wonder why.
Mhm.
Anyways, um, what's your favorite YouTuber?
um, there are a handful of different YouTubers that I like, but, my personal favorite one, he's called the Kubz Scouts. Uh, Kubz Scouts.
Yeah, what about them?
Okay,
Introduce me like I'm some like you're trying to sell it.
okay, so I first discovered Cub Scouts or Jay, who's his real name. There was this game that I enjoyed watching. It's called 60 Seconds. To sum it up, it's basically an alternate reality during the Cold War. World War III does actually happen. You survive in a fallout shelter with your family. But that's how I first
So
discovered
pretty
it.
much Fallout 4.
Well, not necessarily.
But it sounds very familiar with the plot of it.
Well, I guess, but you're just in like a regular bunker at home, and you're surviving with limited resources. You ration them, go out scavenging whenever needed.
So the Fallout Shelter plus Fallout 4 then blended together.
Mm, I mean, not necessarily, but it does have that nuclear, post-nuclear apocalyptic vibe to it.
I don't
But
know. It seems quite similar.
well,
But I
gameplay wise, it's not really like at all like it, but I think it's still a fun game every now and then. And anyways, getting a little off topic, I first discovered him on one of his videos where he plays 60 seconds. He would do these unique challenges mainly. That's how I discovered him. I forget which one it was though. It was either the Survive 100 Days challenge or maybe Say Yes to Everything or No to Everything. I don't remember. But overall, he just plays some random games. He's mainly known for the horror games that he plays, as well as Yandere Simulator.
oh yeah, that trashy game.
Yeah, but with the games that he plays in the background, no matter how crappy they are, he just makes it so much more entertaining with his commentary and reactions and the random shit he says at times. It's just the most entertaining thing to me. I mean, me personally. But it also just fits so well with the video itself. It's also
So
how I discovered the Danganronpa franchise, if I'm being honest.
nice. That's how you got into it, really got into it, right?
Yeah,
And are you a huge fan of it or just a minor fan?
I think what do you mean? Like, am I like a huge fan of the content he makes, or like
Both Dom Rappa and his content.
oh yeah, Danganronpa. Yeah, I love the Danganronpa franchise, and his gameplay of the games even more. And yeah, his videos are definitely enjoyable. Though I don't watch every video that he posts, I do watch quite a handful of them, and yeah, he's still very entertaining. And yeah,
Hmm. Now I'm gonna reveal myself a little bit, but I definitely will say one of my channels that I used to follow really hard, and a podcaster that I still follow, used to follow harder than later. Now I kind of like, uh, is I used to watch Joe Rogan. I actually liked his podcast a lot during the early days, mainly
uh,
because he just had so many interesting guests. But the rhetoric that he's been spewing, I'm not a huge fan of, and the shit that he's just spewing off kind of consistently made me just be like, nah, with him, and just once in a now again, like maybe check up on like a clip, but that's really it.
yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, a lot of content creators tend to fall out of favor eventually.
Well, they often do like some type of fucking grift or grift in a certain direction. There's some content creators that stay the same and it's so consistent. Those content creators are fucking diamond compared to like the grifters. Well, the grifting people, you know.
Yeah,
And I will admit, I liked him at first because he like I remember he had like this person that did talk about like he had a 2 hour conversation with this guy that does studies into springs, and that that was actually my first experience, and I was like, man, this is actually interesting. And I looked into some of the guy's lectures because I think he was like a professor or some type of doctor or some type. It was something professional, but he always had like someone that's just interesting on, and I just find the aspect of he had a lot of interesting people, good, interesting people. I had to emphasize on the good because certain people that he been bringing on, I was not a fan of. However, he is some of the people he did bring on wasn't too bad. So, but still, I kind of am a little bit just sick of tired of his bullshit. But what is your other favorite? Your second favorite, most like the second like would be just below from that one content creator. Like the names are just slipping through me because I can't remember a name until I say it like 19 times.
yeah. I'm probably gonna leave channel links in all the description of all the channels we name anyways, so it's whatever.
I mean, hey, they getting free promotion. If anything, they should give us advertising money.
Yeah. But for me, second favorite, they don't post very often. In fact, they only really post like once every half a year at best. It's called Oversimplified, and basically he just does like animated videos of history topics oversimplified. As um as someone who enjoys history at times, his content is quite entertaining as well as the humor he includes in his videos.
I see.
Yeah. The first one I watched was his coverage of the Cold War, which I found like I believe I first watched it because it was one of those like history videos we were shown in the classroom at school. But I just enjoy watching him in my spare time.
Interesting. Admittedly, I thought I kind of when I first watched one of his videos, I was like, it seems decent content, but it just feels very, very dumbed down to the point where I was like, I want to know a lot of the nitty details. I was like, there are certain YouTube channels that give it, like, I think it's like that Lighthouse Historian channel that I sometimes go to if I'm like, just want a very, like, a history professor's perception on a X topic of the history and see what they got, you know? But I
Yeah,
was like, you gotta have to dice out some content, and that is definitely some decent content that you can always dice out. So I kind of view it as like, yeah, it's a decent, honestly, a clever marketing technique. Well, not marketing, but clever way to produce content.
yeah, it is, and there's not a lot of content creators that does what he does. So obviously there's not a lot of competition, and yeah, he does do his own unique little thing to stand out, and I personally think it's a little better than decent because his videos are still quite funny. I think, even if it is mostly family friendly or classroom friendly, whatever. But
I definitely admit if I was a history teacher, I would just been like with just like the beginning of the lesson, I would just have that YouTube channel up and just pull up like a video of his and then let it go and then just use that as like a comedy, like go with the history lesson.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I think one of my high school history teachers did that, but I'm not. I think he was using that YouTube channel a lot because I remember figures like that. I'm not sure if it was that channel, but yeah.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think the Cold War was the first one I've watched. I think it was actually his coverage on the American Revolution, which came right before the Cold War. But well, which came before his coverage of the Cold War, I should say. But yeah, close enough.
I actually will say a favorite YouTube channel for when I'm like just wanted to just put something in the background and just listen to is Comicstorian. Like you can just get like a simple just listen on the drive or listen to anywhere that you're just by yourself or even have like headsets and just listen in on like catch up with a comic book very easily.
You said Comicstorian?
Yeah, Comicstorian.
Ah. Oh
I
yeah,
think I
cause
mentioned Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah, I can see yeah, I can see why 'cause I do remember you mentioned that you are a fan of comics.
Yeah, I am. I just sometimes when I'm like feeling so tired, and also if I'm just like don't want to spend like stupid money on like a comic book, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna like go on the internet and just watch Comicstorian for that issue, or I'm like, if I'm unsure about a X type of comic book, like I bought recently Berserk because I saw like the first few issues was actually pretty decent, so I just bought all the issues of Berserk that they currently had. They might have more soon, but I'm not sure. And that comic book is quite interesting. But back to the topic here. Um, yeah, I definitely can see myself. I can definitely see. I would see like a trucker or anyone who's just like unsure about buying any comics. I would just be like, go there. Like you can get like a simple, the most simplistic way of just understanding the comic and just understanding the lore. They even do lore, like lore videos is a specific playlist I recommend if you just want to understand DC comics or Marvel comics in a simplistic way.
Understandable.
Because I definitely needed to use them for understanding She-Hulk because I was like, I'm not reading that shit.
Yeah,
I'm not reading that shit unless they're having like a video about it. Then I'll probably listen to it.
the channel actually sounds interesting. I might check. I may or may not check it out myself in my spare time, cause well, there's a couple of comics I'm curious about.
Which ones? I'm curious.
Well, mainly just a few Marvel ones. I guess just to sort of see how it is compared to the MCU, which might sound a little stupid, but
Oh, okay. I definitely will tell you this. Before I try to bring back to the topic, but I definitely will say, the comics Marvel is kind of like it's okay. I have to rate it as okay. I will admit I have a DC bias, so I prefer DC a little bit more. But yeah, I have to say I like um I think it's not bad. I think it's just like just as good, or it's like some instances better. Like Namor. Namor in the comics is fucking lame. Like he was lame before Black Panther, but yeah.
yeah, I personally don't watch a lot of DC, though occasionally I may watch the occasional DC movie. I whenever I do watch any superhero movies, I tend to go to the MCU.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, the Comicstorian, I would recommend if anyone wants to just like get their tippy toes into, go for it into Comicstorian because that they are pretty decent on how to produce with how they produce it, their content, and producing really like just clear and just does like even the most messiest comic like I think Secret Empire, they were able to assure like make it very way cleaner than the comic book issue, and even do Spider-Man 20 29 way cleaner and way better. than Marvel when they issue. But yeah, what's your other favorite YouTube channel?
Another favorite. Hmm. Let me see. I guess for the next one, I would have to put it's called ExplosmEntertainment. They do these YouTube animated videos called
Mm.
Cyanide and Happiness. Are you familiar with them? Granted, I'm more of a fan of their older content than anything else.
Why so?
Oh, you're cutting in and out a little bit. What was that?
Let me rejoin.
All right, you good there?
Uh, Give me a moment.
All right, all right. We we appear to be
Hello, hello,
experiencing
hello.
a couple. What?
So what you were saying again?
Oh yeah, my third favorite channel. I would probably have to put Explosm Entertainment, though. Granted, I'm more of um a fan of their older content than their newer content.
Oh, how so?
I don't know. Some of their newer content can be funny at times, but it doesn't hit me in the way that their older ones used to.
Is it the style of humor or how so?
Well, Explosive Entertainment in their series Cyanide and Happiness are known for kind of messed up and dark humor. But
So what? So what is the source of that transition of you not liking it?
um I'm not really sure what it is, to be honest.
Hmm. Weird.
Um I guess just the older ones they had a lot more jokes to work with at the time, and they did a pretty good job at them.
Hmm. I don't know. Okay, I will admit I am kind of one of those people who's like I'm not like the biggest like I like humor, but I'm not like a type of guy that just focus hard on humor or is like a guy that is just like okay, let's go full comedy. Like yeah, I like a little bit of comedy, but full comedy, I'm like it really depends on my mood. But
Well, their whole thing is kind of dark humor slash dark comedy, so I guess take that as you will. They started off
I
as
do
like
like
a oh
yeah,
uh
I generally do like dark comedy. Like that's kind of why I like one Busy Pop channel. I kind of like the specifically the Hell of a Boss because I like it. It's just like its dark humor is a bit interesting. I kind of had to rewatch it. At first, I did not like it that much with the first episode, but it grew on me. But it's not like fully there, you know. But it's like a type of different dark humor that I kind of was like, man, I kind of like this. Like, part of me want to like it. Part of me is like, I don't know why I don't like it. Like, part of me don't like it.
Oh yeah, Explosive Entertainment definitely does not come up to par with Vivziepop, especially when it comes to Hell of a Boss.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I should have actually put Vivziepop above Explosive Entertainment, but
Yeah, you didn't do them justice. I think Lotus will decapitate you. Okay,
yeah. But to be fair, we already talked about Vivziepop in a previous episode.
that's fair. I think I think everyone thinks this channel is like gonna be the biggest simps for the channel. I was actually I'm not sure if that would be the case either. I was just like so fucking exhausted, but I'm gonna power through. Okay, I need 20 caffeine, like 20 cups of coffee. Okay,
Uh, I mean, not sure if caffeine's entirely the solution to that problem, but uh, you're still good to keep going though.
no, I'm still going. I'm still gotta go. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
um, I
All
kind
right,
of
you're next
I
turn.
kind of slide in that one video essay. Well, not video essay, but animation content creator I kind of like. One of them is the other one would be In and Out. I think that's what it's called. The guy
In
that
in and out, like when you say in and out, I think the crappy Western burger chain.
oh no, wait, In and Out the that you're tripping. That place is good, gas as fuck.
No, actually, their burgers are pretty average. I've had one before.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
I
You're
have high standards when it comes to burgers. In and Out does not meet those standards. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not. It's just very average. But anyways, this In and Out YouTube channel.
no. I think I think that I'm trying to remember. I keep on for. It's that one channel that had the icon of this white pillow man, the white pillow man. You know, trying to remember because what I remember watching it.
You still there?
Yeah, yeah. I'm still here.
Okay, cause you muffled there
Oh,
for a
Odd
second.
Guys Out.
Oh, Odd Guys Out. Oh, Odd Ones
Yeah,
Out. Do you mean Odd Ones Out?
Odd Ones Out.
Oh yeah, Odd Ones Out. I've heard of them, but I've never really. I think I might have seen one or two of his videos at some point, but I I'm not subscribed to his channel or nor do I like watch him regularly or anything.
Understandable.
I also heard that he has that Netflix series going on now.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen that one. I plan on watching it if I do um get Netflix or do. or yeah, if I do get Netflix, but it's honestly like meh if I don't.
Yeah, I think his Netflix series, I think I saw like a, I don't remember correctly. I think I might have saw a Y7 rating, but so that tells me he's probably targeting kids more than anything with his series, but then again, I'm not really familiar with the type of content that he makes, so
He does have a. I do remember he does do dark humor. That's me going off of pure memory. With
interesting.
some of them, it really depends on which one. But I do remember he had a decent chunk that was pretty dark. It was pretty dark, but it wasn't that dark. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
But I also would say if I want like some unique taste of dark humor, I would go to Vivziepop. But
Yeah, same here. Or Cyanide Happiness, in which case it still doesn't, as I said, it still doesn't really come up to par with Vivziepop, but it's still entertaining.
understandable. Um, actually curious. Have you heard of this guy named? Well, well, I think I think you never heard of this guy. I think you never. I guess. I'm guessing this guy. Guessing. Um, he is kind of in the Rogan sphere. So yeah. Um, this guy named No Plates, No Dates. He has some interesting fitness content. Like he has some interesting fitness content, and also he's like that guy that owns Gorilla Mind, his own supplement brand. I never will ever buy any supplements, no matter what. They're 100% scam. They're snake oil,
More plates,
legalized
more
snake
dates, you
oil.
said?
What?
You said more plates, more dates.
Yeah. More plates, more dates. That's what it's called. The channel. I probably will type out like the list that I said mentioned.
Yeah. Actually,
Probably later in the.
yeah, I'll probably ask you to send me the links of all the channels you mentioned later anyway, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I kind of like his content being because it's like his fitness advice is is helpful. Like some of his advice is helpful. Now, if I'm looking for entertaining fitness help, I'll probably go to this guy named Greg Doucette. He sounds like a fucking parrot, like the parrot from Aladdin. Sometimes with the way in certain cases, it's just funny to me, and he is entertaining, way more entertaining than Derek. But from that channel of and but he does have more help. He does give helpful advice. Now, I will say this: I'm not recommending him fully, but I kind of sometimes use him as like somewhere I just want to see his advice. That because his advice is generally there, and also he does have more fitness world news, so I can just look into what's going on and just get recapped about what is going on a little bit. I'm just like, okay, interesting, and then it just goes out the other end. Unless it's like majorly big, to the point where I'm like, okay, I'll look into it a little bit and see if there's some truth or if it's actually bullshit. Mostly true, so – But again, I haven't looked into that channel for a while, so
Ah,
I know I just talked about like a channel that is probably no one barely ever heard, or some like I know it's like maybe like a few people have heard it, but actually I should have to take that back because there might be some viewers that heard me. If you guys do, comment down below.
I mean, as long as you enjoy them, their content they make, you can mention pretty much any channel. So it's
Well,
fine.
yeah, that's kind of the. This is not. This is the title of the video. What you mean?
Yeah. No, no, still recording. Uh, okay. It's my turn now. I guess my next channel. There's a handful of channels out there. Okay, more than a handful. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess next on the list, I'd uh, ah,
You want me to just go on another channel of mine because I have like another few channels? If I'm like a few
yeah,
channels, if you want me to just list some. If I'm going to listen to like some really, really just like if I'm like brain dead, so brain dead, and I'm just like in a mood that just like I just want to listen to just utter chaos and a very shitty vlog. I would go to Jesse James West, that channel. It's just one of those podcasts that is like, yeah, he's a fitness, but like he's a vlogger and he's like all this shit. I'm just like, okay, I'm just listening when I'm just like, want to just, I'm in the mood to just purify my brain with just dumb shit. Just pure dumb shit. If you want to have dumb shit come into your head, I recommend that channel. But if you don't, eh.
mm,
There's some channels I'm kind of avoiding because of the channel, and I'd much rather not get into those topics. So that one is off the list. That one is off the list.
yeah. Oh, are you done with the channel you just mentioned?
Well, duh, yeah. Like I just finished.
Oh,
Like I just did not have any more much else to say.
oh, okay. So yeah, there's actually another channel I'd like to mention now. Not sure if you heard of him. He's called Michael Reeves.
Sounds familiar. Tell me more about him.
Basically, he's this guy that he has this insane skill in like technology, robotics, stuff like this. Hell,
Is he the guy that does engineering?
yeah, engineering.
The
Basically,
weird, the wild engineering projects.
yeah, purely for entertainment. Pissbot 9000, surgery robot, racial detection Elmo.
Oh, okay. That the racial detection Elmo just reminded me of the one video that I saw. And I kind of found that whole shit funny.
Yeah.
Bad but funny.
Yeah, his he definitely has that humor. Shit, I don't explain things good. He definitely oh shit. He definitely has an interesting humor.
Yeah.
I guess I
Hmm.
should say.
And I actually will recommend a video YouTube channel that I think Lotus or Gull introduced me to Illuminaughtii.
Oh,
You know, I
Illuminati.
remember beforehand, I I kind of realized I kind of heard her name before in the other channel, but didn't really check the YouTube channel out at all because I was like, oh, a random YouTuber, okay. And after I kind of like the content. I kind of think some of the topics kind of like some of the topics I can see some people have a critique of like you're not showing like your viewpoint on this topic because there's certain topics that you just need to understand the viewpoint where someone's coming from, and that's all I will say. However, I think the multi-layer Mondays and the corporate casket, it has a really good like it is really good content. Like really like is decent content. If you just want to just put your head like if you want to just go to sleep or you're doing something and you want something interesting that happened and just informative stuff, I recommend Illuminati if you just want some informative stuff that just to fill with your head with and just add the noggin full of that knowledge.
Yeah, I do enjoy some of the videos she's put out before. She's definitely the informative and some might even say a little controversial, but
In my opinion, she is not. If anything, she just kind of does try to phrase it like she's not trying to be controversial. That's kind of what I'm not a fan of. But I'm like, listen, that's kind of her stick, and it's kind of the brand. So I accept it.
yeah, that is kind of her thing. Like to like go into the dark side of major people and major businesses and even religions as well.
And powerful corporations and etc. etc. Like some of them has some powerful corporations, and some of them are like going after specific corporations. You have to read between the lines of sometimes with what is you sometimes have to read between the lines of like where they stand overall, or you sometimes have to go to other pocket like other places where they showed up, and they definitely in a sphere where I kind of know where they stand. Now, is she controversial? Yeah, she can be, but I'm like, she's just saying the facts. Like, it's just facts that she's just saying. And also, she dodged every fucking unpopular, like, well, not unpopular, but controversial. Like, she kind of dodging areas where, like, controversial, like, controversial aspects. That's actually the best way to phrase it. The controversial aspects, completely. Or the phrasing.
Yeah. uh, anyways, any other YouTubers you have in mind?
Do you have any other?
For myself personally, one that I think this might be my last one. One that I watch every now and then, just depending on how I'm feeling. He used to be called Binging with Babish. Now he's called the Babish Culinary Universe. Because, well, it's not just him anymore, it's him and a couple other home cooks. Basically, his main thing is just, their main thing is just cooking basics and dishes and foods in stuff like TV shows, movies, recreated.
I remember that channel very well because I tried to recreate one recipe. I think it was like the Food Wars one,
Yeah.
and I actually tried to get my trying to get one of my friends on to that shit of like testing it, and I fucked up so bad that it was just like just it was just unedible. I think I made like the I think I going off with pure memory. I fucked up the dough so bad that it was like it wouldn't. It was just pure rock hard. Like it was hard as a rock.
Oh.
Mainly because I think I either it was something with how I did the dough. Yeah, I got like one thing wrong and I just fucked it all up. I don't remember exactly, but it was like a while ago that to the point where my brain just was like, the fine details, fuck that.
I mean, that's how cooking can be sometimes. You
Yeah.
fuck one little thing up, and it somehow messes up the whole dish.
Even though sometimes you make like one mistake, it might even just make the dish break. Like I think last night I did like this fish, and I did like one spice, like the amount of the spice wrong, and it just was gas as fuck.
Ooh.
But yeah, cooking is weird. Back to that. Yeah, Babish. He is a very interesting content. Like, he has some interesting cooking content that I kind of sometimes use. I actually sometimes try to use it if I'm really just feeling like just trying something to cook.
Yeah, I personally haven't tried recreating anything from his channel for some reason, but he's still entertaining to watch every now and then, especially if he makes something from, say, one of my favorite childhood shows or something.
Actually, kind of reminds me of the YouTube channel Tipsy Bartender. That guy is so entertaining. I sometimes go to sleep just having that guy play in my background. Just play it and just like go to sleep, hearing him just talk about this drink and just doing that weird, wild tricks, the bartender tricks.
Okay, so is it kind of like an ASMR thing, or?
No, he just talks. He talks through the process and talks about a drink, and then has like this wild concoctions of drinks and food that he puts in like alcohol or like just puts alcohol. It's entertaining that I just like listening to like the energy. The energy I kind of like. I don't know why, but the energy I love it, and then the accent is just like works well with that channel. I sometimes just play it in the background when I'm just wanting something that just relaxes me a bit, or just like I need some energy just to do some, like just play it in the background when I'm like doing some classwork or schoolwork or something like that. Yes, I'm a weirdo.
Hmm. Honestly, that actually reminds me of another channel actually. He's called Quang Tran. You may or may not have heard of him. I guess it just depends.
Just tell me more about him.
Okay,
I haven't heard the name.
basically, what he's most known for is cooking foods, usually in large proportions, if that makes sense. He shares the recipe, of course, but yeah, basically he just makes these different dishes and him eating himself afterward, him eating afterwards. Anyways, the energy that he gives off when he's actually cooking, and sometimes, not very often to be honest, when he's eating, but more so when he's actually cooking the dish, can be quite entertaining. He has done some fictional recreations here and there, like Dragon Ball Saiyan Feast, Naruto Ramen, maybe a couple others. But he has some good
Don't mind
recipes
me.
that are definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave pretty soon, but I'll do like 5 more minutes, okay?
All right.
Um, I will have to admit okay, so the YouTube channel that I mentioned that was the history YouTube channel that I checked up on. It's Cynic Historian. He is a professor, I believe, a college professor that makes a lot of history related content. And he makes a lot of history content to a point where I think it's like even related to like even what's his name, even U.S. history. He has a lot more stuff on U.S. history though. And I kind of plan, and I'm kind of gonna be taking like planning on taking a history course next semester. So I've been just listening to all that shit, just getting myself prepared. You know.
Ah, yeah, understandable.
And also some of the stuff with the history is interesting. Like some of the parts that he has is just interesting. I think the one video I really liked is the history of Hollywood and the see the one. Trying to find the other one that I saw. It was like a while ago. Oh, why West Virginia and left the state of Virginia?
Oh yeah, that one's interesting. How that happened.
Yeah. Um, do you have any other YouTube channels?
Uh,
Or
for me, I think that'll about do it. What about you?
it's all right. So, it sounds like we're all wrapped up, and I hope you guys all have a great night, and I hope everyone who is watching have an amazing day, morning, night, whatever. And I hope you guys are all right. Later.
All right. What Ruthless said later.